Practical English Podcast.
2 months ago, I would sit in business meetings completely lost. My American colleagues would talk fast, use expressions I'd never heard before, and I would just nod and smile, pretending I understood everything. Inside, I was panicking. Did they just ask me a question? Should I say something? What does circle back even mean? If this sounds familiar, this episode is for you. Because today, I'm sharing exactly how I went from confused and anxious to confident and clear in just 30 days. This is my real story. No shortcuts, no magic tricks, just honest work and the techniques that actually changed everything for me.
Welcome to Practical English Podcast. I'm Arjun, and I'm so glad you're here. Before we start, let me be clear about what this episode is not. This is not a vocabulary list. This is not a grammar lesson. This is not theory. This is my personal journey, the mistakes I made, the breakthroughs I had, and the exact steps that helped me understand business English in just 1 month. By the end of this 60-minute story, you'll learn the 3 biggest mistakes I was making, and you probably are too. The daily practice routine that changed everything. 15 real business phrases that helped me the most. How to train your ear to catch fast English naturally. And the confidence mindset shift that made me stop being afraid. Who is this for? If you're B1 or B2 level, if you work in an office or with international teams, if you understand English when people speak slowly but feel lost when they speak at normal speed, if you avoid speaking up in meetings because you're not sure you understood correctly, this story is for you.
Let me tell you a bit about my situation 2 months ago. I had been learning English for about 5 years. My reading was pretty good. I could write emails without too many problems, but listening, especially in real business situations, that was my nightmare. I worked for a company that had just been acquired by an American corporation. Suddenly, all our meetings were in English. Conference calls with New York, video meetings with the London office, team discussions about strategy, budgets, and deadlines. And I was drowning. Every meeting felt like a test I hadn't studied for. I would prepare my questions in advance, practice them in my head, but then someone would say something I didn't understand and my mind would go blank. The worst part? I knew I was good at my job. I had great ideas, but I couldn't express them confidently in English, so people started seeing me as quiet, passive, not leadership material. That's when I decided, enough. I'm going to fix this, whatever it takes. I gave myself 30 days, 1 month to go from confused to confident. And it worked. Not perfectly. I still make mistakes. I still have moments of doubt. But the difference is night and day. And if I could do it, you can too. So let me take you through my journey, week by week, day by day, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and everything I learned along the way. Let's start with week 1, the wake-up call.
Monday morning, 9 a.m. I logged into my first video call with the New York team. 7 people on screen, coffee cups, smiles, professional energy. My manager, Sarah, an American woman with a warm but fast-speaking style, kicked off the meeting.
Good morning, everyone. Let's dive right in. We need to touch base about Q3 projections, especially the marketing budget. Mike, can you give us a quick rundown of where we're at?
Okay, let me pause here and break down what was happening in my brain. Good morning. Understood. Let's dive right in. Wait, dive? Like swimming? We need to touch base. Touch what? Base? Q3 projections. Okay, 3rd quarter, I know that. Quick rundown. Run down? Run where? You see the problem? I knew individual words, but the way she connected them, the phrases she used, they were completely unfamiliar. While I was still processing touch base, Mike was already talking about CTR, ROI, and KPIs, three-letter acronyms flying everywhere. I smiled, I nodded, I looked at my notebook and pretended to take important notes. But honestly, I was writing touch base equal question mark, rundown equal question mark, circle back equal question mark. The meeting lasted 45 minutes. I understood maybe 40% of what was said. Maybe.
Any questions?
I stayed silent, not because I didn't have questions, because I had too many, and I didn't even know how to ask them in English. After the call ended, I sat there feeling completely defeated. 5 years of learning English, and I couldn't even follow a simple business meeting.
Later that day, I looked up touch base. It means to have a quick conversation or meeting about something. Very common in business English. Let's touch base about the project. Can we touch base later today? I'll touch base with you next week. It's informal but professional. You'll hear it all the time. I also learned rundown means a quick summary or overview. Can you give me a rundown of the meeting? Here's a quick rundown of the numbers. These aren't difficult phrases, but nobody taught them to me in textbooks. Tuesday morning, I had another meeting. This time, I was prepared. I had my notebook, I had Google Translate open, I was ready. But the same thing happened. Fast English, connected words, expressions I'd never heard.
We're gonna circle back to this.
Gonna? I knew going to, but gonna? And circle back? Are we going in circles?
Let's put a pin in that.
A pin? Like a needle?
We need to get our ducks in a row.
Ducks? What do ducks have to do with marketing strategy?
After this meeting, I realized something important. My problem wasn't vocabulary. It wasn't grammar. My problem was that I was learning textbook English, but people don't speak textbook English in real life. They use idioms. They use phrasal verbs. They connect words together. They speak fast because that's how natural language works. I needed to train my ear differently. That night, I made a decision. I was going to immerse myself in real English, not textbook English, real, natural, fast business English. Let me explain these phrases quickly. Circle back means return to a topic later. Example, let's circle back to marketing next week. Very common in meetings when you want to postpone a discussion. Put a pin in that means pause that topic for now, we'll return to it. Example, that's important, but let's put a pin in it and focus on the budget first. Informal, but very common. Get our ducks in a row means organize everything properly before moving forward. Example, before we launch, we need to get our ducks in a row. It means make sure everything is ready and organized. Are these phrases essential? Not technically, but native speakers use them constantly. If you don't know them, you'll miss important parts of conversations. Thursday night, I created my 30-day plan. Very simple. 3 rules. Rule 1. Active listening every day. Not passive listening, where you just let English wash over you. Active listening. That means listen to something in English, pause every 30 seconds, repeat what you heard, write down phrases you don't understand, and look them up immediately. I committed to 30 minutes every morning before work. Rule 2. Steal phrases from real meetings. Every time I heard a phrase I didn't know in a meeting, I would write it down exactly as I heard it. Look up the meaning after the meeting. Use it in my own sentence the same day. Try to use it in the next meeting. Rule 3. Stop translating in my head. This was the hardest one. I needed to stop translating English to my native language
and then translating my thoughts back to English. I needed to start thinking in English. How? By narrating my day in English, in my head, constantly. I'm making coffee. I'm checking my emails. I need to finish this report. I'm not going to lie. Thursday and Friday of that first week were hard. I felt overwhelmed. I had a list of 20 new phrases. I was trying to listen actively. I was narrating my life in broken English. And in Friday's meeting, I still didn't understand everything. But something small happened.
Let's touch base next week.
And I understood it immediately. Without thinking, without translating. It was just one phrase, but it felt like a victory. I realized this is working. Slowly, but it's working.
Let's practice those thinking in English sentences right now. Repeat after me. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm learning new phrases. I'm getting better every day. Good. This is how you start thinking in English naturally.
Saturday morning, no work. Time to practice differently. Instead of studying, I decided to immerse myself in English in a fun way. I watched an American TV show about business, Suits. Not for entertainment, for education. Every time someone said something I didn't understand, I paused and wrote it down. Here are 5 phrases I learned from just one episode. Number 1, I'll loop you in, meaning I'll include you in the conversation or email thread. Example, when I have more details, I'll loop you in. Number 2, let's take this offline, meaning let's discuss this privately, not in the group meeting. Example, this is getting complicated. Let's take it offline. Number 3, I'm swamped, meaning I'm extremely busy. Example, can we meet next week? I'm swamped right now. Number 4, this is a game changer, meaning this will change everything significantly. Example, if we get this client, it's a game changer for us. Number 5, let's table this, meaning let's postpone this discussion. Example, we don't have enough data. Let's table this until next month. 5 phrases, 1 episode, and suddenly business conversations made more sense. Let's practice these together. I'll say the phrase, you repeat. I'll loop you in. Let's take this offline. I'm swamped. This is a game changer. Let's table this. Perfect. Now you know these too. Sunday, I did something different. I joined an online English conversation group. Just casual conversation with people from different countries. I was nervous, but I had a goal. Use 3 of the new phrases I learned. Someone asked, "How has your week been?" I said, "Honestly, I've been swamped with work, but I'm learning a lot." They understood me perfectly, and I felt confident. It was a small moment, but important. By the end of week 1, I had a list of 30 new business phrases, a daily listening routine, real conversation practice, and most importantly, proof that this was working.
Week 2 was where things really started to change. Monday morning, week 2, I discovered something powerful: shadowing. Shadowing means listening to English and repeating it immediately, like an echo. You don't pause, you don't think, you just repeat what you hear, trying to match the speed, the rhythm, the intonation. I found a 10-minute podcast interview with a business leader and tried this technique. First time, disaster. I couldn't keep up. Words were blending together. I was always 2 seconds behind. But I didn't give up. I did it again and again.
By the third time, something clicked. My mouth started moving faster. My brain stopped translating. I was just flowing with the English. Let me show you how this works. I'll say a business phrase slowly first, then at normal speed. You shadow me. Slow version. We need to finalize the contract by Friday. Normal speed. We need to finalize the contract by Friday. Now shadow me. We need to finalize the contract by Friday. Again, faster. We need to finalize the contract by Friday. Good. This is exactly how you train your mouth and ears together. I started doing this every morning, 15 minutes of shadowing practice before work. The results? In my Monday meeting, I noticed something amazing. I could understand my manager better. Not 100%, but maybe 70%. That's a huge jump from 40% the week before. Why? Because shadowing trained my brain to process English at normal speed. I wasn't trying to translate anymore. I was just understanding. Let me give you 5 common business phrases to practice shadowing. I'll say each one 3 times. Shadow me on the 3rd time. Phrase 1. We need to align on our strategy. We need to align on our strategy. Now you. We need to align on our strategy. Phrase 2. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting. Now you. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting. Phrase 3. I'll send you the updated version. I'll send you the updated version. Now you. I'll send you the updated version. Phrase 4. We're ahead of schedule on this project. We're ahead of schedule on this project. Now you. We're ahead of schedule on this project. Phrase 5. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. Now you. Let me know if you have any questions. Excellent. Practice these every day for a week and they'll become automatic.
Wednesday, another team meeting. But this time was different. Sarah, my manager, was talking about Q4 goals. She said,
We need to think outside the box if we want to hit our targets.
and here's what happened. I understood it immediately. Not because I translated it, not because I analyzed each word. I understood it because I had heard this phrase before. I had practiced it. And my brain just knew. Think outside the box equals be creative, find innovative solutions. I even did something brave. I spoke up. I have an idea. What if we collaborate with the design team to create more visual content? That could help us stand out. Short, simple, clear.
Great thinking. Let's explore that.
That moment changed everything for me, not just because I understood the phrase, but because I had the confidence to speak. Let me pause here and say something important. Understanding English isn't just about vocabulary. It's about confidence. When you understand what people are saying, you stop being afraid to speak. You stop overthinking. You just participate naturally. That's the real goal. Not perfection, participation. Thursday and Friday, I kept using my new routine. Morning shadowing practice, 15 minutes. Active listening during meetings, write down new phrases. Evening review, practice the phrases I wrote down. By Friday, my phrase list had grown to 50 expressions, not just random words, real phrases people actually use in business.
Here are 10 more phrases I learned in week 2. Listen carefully. Number 1, let's sync up means let's coordinate. Let's make sure we're aligned. Number 2, I'll keep you in the loop means I'll keep you updated. Number 3, we're on the same page means we agree, we understand each other. Number 4, let's dive deeper into this means let's analyze this more carefully. Number 5, that's a red flag means that's a warning sign, potential problem. Number 6, we need to pivot means we need to change direction. Number 7, let's brainstorm some ideas means let's think creatively together. Number 8, I'll run this by my team means I'll discuss this with my team. Number 9, we need more bandwidth for this means we need more time or resources. Number 10, let's touch base next week means let's have a quick meeting next week. Choose 3 of these phrases. Pause this episode. Say each phrase 5 times out loud. Seriously, do it now. This is how you make them stick. Good. Let's continue. Saturday morning, I had an idea. A scary idea. I was going to test myself. I would watch a full business presentation on YouTube, a TED Talk about leadership, and see how much I could understand without subtitles. I chose a talk by Simon Sinek, fast speaker, lots of examples, 18 minutes long. First 5 minutes, I understood maybe 60%. Not bad. From 5 to 10 minutes, I was following along well, maybe 75%. Then, from 10 to 18 minutes, something incredible happened. I stopped trying to understand. I was just understanding, naturally. I didn't catch every single word, but I caught the meaning, the message, the ideas. When he said, "People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it," I understood not just the words, but the concept. That's when I realized I was getting better. Actually better. I'm not going to lie. I got a little emotional. 2 weeks ago, I was struggling with basic meeting phrases. Now I was understanding an 18-minute presentation about leadership philosophy. Was I perfect? No. Sunday, I did something fun. I narrated my entire day in English, out loud. I'm waking up. I'm making coffee. I'm checking my phone. Now I'm going for a walk. The weather is nice. I feel good about my progress. I'm thinking about tomorrow's meeting. I'm not nervous anymore. I'm ready. This might sound silly, but it works. When you think in English constantly, it becomes natural. Did I understand 100%? No. But was I significantly better than before? Absolutely. Your challenge for this week, narrate 10 minutes of your day in English. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. I'm listening to this podcast. I'm learning new phrases. I'm going to practice every day. Try it. It's powerful. By the end of week 2, I felt different, more confident, more capable. But week 3 was where everything came together. Monday morning, week 3, I joined the team meeting with a different mindset. Before, please don't ask me anything. Now, I have something to contribute.
That moment changed everything for me. Not just because I understood the phrase, but because I had the confidence to speak. Let me pause here and say something important. Understanding English isn't just about vocabulary. It's about confidence. When you understand what people are saying, you stop being afraid to speak. You stop overthinking. You just participate naturally. That's the real goal, not perfection, participation. Thursday and Friday, I kept using my new routine. Morning shadowing practice, 15 minutes. Active listening during meetings, write down new phrases. Evening review, practice the phrases I wrote down. By Friday, my phrase list
had grown to 50 expressions. Not just random words, real phrases people actually use in business. Here are 10 more phrases I learned in week 2. Listen carefully. Number 1, let's sync up means let's coordinate. Let's make sure we're aligned. Number 2, I'll keep you in the loop means I'll keep you updated. Number 3, we're on the same page means we agree, we understand each other. Number 4, let's dive deeper into this means let's analyze this more carefully. Number 5, that's a red flag means that's a warning sign, potential problem. Number 6, we need to pivot means we need to change direction. Number 7, let's brainstorm some ideas means let's think creatively together. Number 8, I'll run this by my team means I'll discuss this with my team. Number 9, we need more bandwidth for this means we need more time or resources. Number 10, let's touch base next week means let's have a quick meeting next week. Choose 3 of these phrases. Pause this episode. Say each phrase 5 times out loud. Seriously, do it now. This is how you make them stick. Good. Let's continue. Saturday morning, I had an idea, a scary idea. I was going to test myself. I would watch a full business presentation on YouTube, a TED Talk about leadership, and see how much I could understand without subtitles. I chose a talk by Simon Sinek, fast speaker, lots of examples, 18 minutes long. First 5 minutes, I understood maybe 60%. Not bad. From 5 to 10 minutes, I was following along well, maybe 75%. Then, from 10 to 18 minutes, something incredible happened. I stopped trying to understand. I was just understanding, naturally. I didn't catch every single word, but I caught the meaning, the message, the ideas. When he said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. I understood not just the words, but the concept. That's when I realized I was getting better. Actually better. I'm not going to lie, I got a little emotional. 2 weeks ago, I was struggling with basic meeting phrases. Now I was understanding an 18-minute presentation about leadership philosophy. Was I perfect? No. Sunday, I did something fun. I narrated my entire day in English out loud. I'm waking up, I'm making coffee, I'm checking my phone. Now I'm going for a walk. The weather is nice. I feel good about my progress. I'm thinking about tomorrow's meeting. I'm not nervous anymore. I'm ready. This might sound silly, but it works. When you think in English constantly, it becomes natural. Did I understand 100%? No. But was I significantly better than before? Absolutely. Your challenge for this week: narrate 10 minutes of your day in English. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. I'm listening to this podcast. I'm learning new phrases. I'm going to practice every day. Try it. It's powerful. By the end of week 2, I felt different, more confident, more capable. But week 3 was where everything came together. Monday morning, week 3, I joined the team meeting with a different mindset. Before, please don't ask me anything. Now, I have something to contribute.
We need to discuss our content strategy. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts.
I've been thinking about this. Our current approach is working, but I believe we could amplify our reach by leveraging user-generated content. It's more authentic and builds trust.
Short silence. Then Sarah said,
Wow, that's actually a brilliant idea. Can you put together a proposal?
Absolutely. I'll have it ready by Wednesday. Do you understand what just happened? I used business vocabulary confidently. Amplify our reach, leveraging user-generated content, builds trust, put together a proposal. These weren't random words. These were phrases I had learned, practiced, and internalized over the past 2 weeks. And they came out naturally. No translation, no hesitation. Tuesday, I had a one-on-one meeting with Sarah, in English, just the two of us. She talked about my performance, about the company's goals, about opportunities for growth. I understood 90% of what she said. 90%! When I didn't understand something, I asked, "Sorry, could you clarify what you mean by that?" She explained. I got it. We moved forward. This is what fluency looks like in real life. Not perfection, not knowing every word. It's about being comfortable enough to ask questions when you need to, and confident enough to participate when you have something to say. Let me give you 5 professional ways to ask for clarification when you don't understand. Number 1. Sorry, could you clarify what you mean by polite and specific? Number 2. Just to make sure I understand correctly, are you saying that shows you're engaged and want to confirm? Number 3. Could you elaborate on that point? Asks for more detail professionally. Number 4. I want to make sure I'm following. Could you explain that in a different way? Honest and direct. Number 5. That's interesting. Could you give me an example? Turns confusion into curiosity. Repeat these with me. Could you clarify what you mean by that? Just to make sure I understand, are you saying that? Could you give me an example? Good. Never be afraid to ask for clarification. It's professional and smart. Wednesday, I had to present my proposal to the team. My first presentation in English, in front of 10 people. Old me would have been terrified, written everything word for word, memorized it, sounded like a robot. New me? I prepared bullet points, key phrases, but mostly I trusted myself to speak naturally. The presentation went like this. Good morning, everyone. Today I want to share an idea that could transform our content strategy. As we all know, our current approach is working well, but I believe we have an opportunity to do even better. The presentation went like this. I spoke for 10 minutes. I used phrases like, "This aligns with our goals." The data shows that people nodded, took notes, asked questions, and I answered them in real time, in English, without panic. At the end, Sarah said,
This is exactly the kind of thinking we need. Great job.
3 weeks ago, I couldn't understand meetings. Now, I was leading them. That's not magic. That's consistent practice. Thursday and Friday were reinforcement days. I kept doing my routine. Morning shadowing, active participation in meetings, evening phrase review. But something new happened. I started helping a colleague who was also struggling with English. I shared my techniques, my phrase list, my shadowing practice. Teaching someone else? That made my own learning even stronger. Here's a truth about language learning. When you teach what you know, you understand it better. So, if you have a friend who's also learning English, practice together. Teach each other. Share phrases. It helps both of you. Saturday, I watched another TED Talk. This time, 85% comprehension without subtitles. I also did something new. I listened to a business podcast at 1.25x speed, faster than normal. At first, it was hard, but after 10 minutes, my brain adjusted. This is important. If you want to understand normal speed English, Practice with fast English sometimes. It trains your brain to process information quickly. Sunday was reflection day. I looked at my progress. Week 1, understood 40% of meetings. Afraid to speak. Confused by common phrases. Week 3, understood 90% of meetings. Spoke confidently in presentations, using business phrases naturally. If you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds great, but I could never do that, let me tell you, I'm not special. I'm not a language genius. I'm just someone who committed to 30 days of focused practice. Week 4 was about taking it to the next level. Monday, week 4. Sarah asked me to lead a client call in English with a potential new customer from Canada. Old me would have said, "Can someone else do it?" New me said, "Absolutely, I'd be happy to." The call was 30 minutes. I introduced our services, I answered questions, and I even used humor.
We've been in business for 10 years, so we've seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But mostly the good.
I like your energy. Let's move forward.
We got the client because I could communicate confidently in English. Tuesday and Wednesday were about refinement. I was no longer just trying to understand. I was thinking about how I spoke, using varied vocabulary, adjusting my tone, adding emphasis where needed, being clear and concise. These are advanced skills, but they matter. 3 tips for sounding more professional. Tip number 1, use transition phrases, building on that idea. In addition to that, on the other hand, to sum up. Tip number 2, show active listening. That's a great point. I agree with what you said about customer engagement. Building on that idea, I think we should also consider social media analytics. Good. That's how you sound confident and professional. Thursday, something beautiful happened. I was in a meeting discussing project timelines. Someone asked a question. I answered in English, without thinking, without translating, without hesitation. The English just came out. That's when I knew I had crossed a threshold. I wasn't trying to speak English anymore. I was just speaking.
I want everyone to share one success from the month.
For me, the biggest success has been finding my voice. 4 weeks ago, I was afraid to speak in meetings. Today, I'm confident. I'm contributing, and I'm proud of how far I've come.
People clapped. Some colleagues came up to me after and said, "We noticed the difference. You seem so much more confident." That was the real win. Not just understanding English better, but feeling confident enough to be myself in English. The weekend was about consolidation, reviewing everything I learned, celebrating the progress. Here's what I realized after 30 days. The real changes. Number 1, I stopped translating. My brain started thinking directly in English. Number 2, I recognized patterns. Instead of individual words, I heard phrases and chunks. Number 3, I built confidence. Not arrogance, just trust in my ability to communicate. Number 4, I created a system, not random studying, a real repeatable practice routine. Number 5, I proved to myself that significant improvement in 30 days is possible. Shadowing practice, 15 minutes daily, active listening in meetings, write phrases down. Phrase collection, 50+ business expressions, thinking in English, narrating my day. Real practice, not just theory. Confidence building, speaking even when unsure. Before, I need to understand every word perfectly. After, I need to understand the main message. Before, I should stay quiet if I'm not 100% sure. After, it's okay to ask questions and clarify. Before,
my English will never be good enough. After, my English is good enough to communicate effectively. So what did I actually do for 30 days? Let me give you the complete roadmap. Week 1, Foundation. Identified my biggest problems, created a daily routine, started collecting real phrases, practiced thinking in English. Week 2, Building skills. Learned shadowing technique, increased comprehension from 40% to 70%, built a library of 50 business phrases, had my first confident moment in a meeting. Week 3, Transformation. Started participating actively, gave my first presentation in English, helped another colleague, reached 90% comprehension. Week 4, Mastery. Led a client call successfully, spoke naturally without translating, gained recognition from my team, proved to myself that I could do it. Now, here's your action plan if you want to do the same thing. Step 1, commit to 30 days. No excuses, just 30 days of focused practice. Step 2, use these 3 techniques daily. Technique A, shadowing 15 minutes every morning. Find a podcast, video, or audio in English. Listen to a sentence. Repeat it immediately, matching the speed and rhythm. Technique B, active listening during every meeting or conversation. Write down phrases you don't understand. Look them up after. Practice using them the same day. Technique C, think in English. Throughout your day, narrate what you're doing. I'm making coffee. I'm checking emails. I'm preparing for the meeting. Step 3, track your progress. Week 1, measure your comprehension. How much do you understand? Week 2, notice improvements. Are you catching more phrases? Week 3, test yourself. Can you participate actively? Week 4, celebrate wins. How far have you come? Let me share some resources that helped me. For shadowing practice, Practical English Podcast, TED Talks about business and leadership, news interviews on YouTube. For phrase collection, keep a notebook or notes app on your phone. Organize phrases by category: meetings, presentations, emails, casual conversation. Review your list every Sunday. For active practice, join online conversation groups. Find a language exchange partner. Practice with colleagues who are also learning. For confidence building, start small. 1 phrase per day. Celebrate every small win. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Before we end, I want to tell you something important. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to sound exactly like a native speaker. You just need to be understood. And more importantly, you need to feel confident enough to participate, to share your ideas, to be yourself in English. That's what this 30-day journey gave me. Not perfection, confidence. And you can have it too. If you're listening to this podcast right now, you already have the motivation. You already want to improve. The only thing missing is a plan and commitment. I'm giving you the plan, the techniques, the roadmap. Now it's up to you to commit. 30 days. That's all it takes to see real, significant improvement. Will you still have an accent? Probably. Will you still make mistakes? Definitely. Will you understand 100% of everything? Maybe not. But will you be significantly better than you are today? Absolutely. Start today, not tomorrow, today. Choose one technique: shadowing, active listening, or thinking in English. Do it for just 15 minutes today. Then, do it again tomorrow. And the day after that. In 30 days, come back to this episode and listen to it again. You'll be amazed at how much you've improved. Thank you so much for listening to my story. This is Arjun from Practical English Podcast. If this episode helped you, please share it with someone who's also struggling with English listening. Let's help each other grow. And if you want more practical English lessons like this, subscribe to the podcast. We upload new episodes every week. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's your biggest challenge with understanding English? Is it fast speech, business phrases, confidence? Let me know and I'll create content to help you. Until next time, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and remember, you're not just learning English, you're building the confidence to be yourself in English. Good luck on your journey. I believe in you. See you in the next episode.